So today and yesterday we were discussed about design of shafts based on torsional load, bending stress, combined torsional and bending stress, and fluctuating loads. So till now we were discussed about the designing of shaft. So next we are going to learn about keys. So in this period we'll know about importance of keys, classification of keys, and various types of keys and keys materials. So in this, so what is a key? First we should know about a key. Key is a machine element which is used to connect the transmission shaft. So transmission shaft to rotating machine elements like pulleys, gears, sprocket or flywheel to prevent the relative motion. So which is used to connect the rotating parts, shaft with rotating parts like pulleys, gears and sprockets, flywheels. So here this key used to prevent the relative motion between the shaft and external part. So that what will happen if it stops the relative motion means key is provided as a positive means. So provided as positive means of transmitting torque between shaft and hub of a mating element. So here it has a positive way we are transmitting the torque. A positive way we are transmitting the power. So positive means here there is no relative motion between the shafts. If shaft and external parts like gears, pulleys, those are all mated without key. So there it is called negative transmission because there may chance of slip in between external part like gears and shaft. Here that purely that between the shaft and external part is frictional. So sometimes it may slip. So that's why to stop that relative motion what we use is we use keys. So here keys provide a positive means of transmitting torque between shaft and hub. So hub of the mating element. So here the key is provided for the positive means. There is no chance of slip. There is no chance of loss of power. So it exactly transmits the power whichever shaft has to the mating hubs like gears, pulleys, whatever it is, external part. So a device to transmit torque from shaft to mating gears or wheels or from the gear to pulley to shaft. So in a positive way. So there is no chance of slip in between the shaft and the external parts. So a slot is machined in the shaft or in the hub or both to accommodate key is called keyway. So here keys, how we insert the keys? So here a slot is machined in the shaft or in the hub or in both to accommodate the key is called keyway. So to insert the key, we need to make a slot in between in shaft or in hub or in shaft and hub. So that slot is called keyway. So keyway reduces the length of strength of the shaft as it results in stress concentration. So key is a machining element which is used to connect the transmitting shaft and the rotating parts like pulleys, gears and flywheels. So here mainly what is the use of the key is to stop the relative motion between two parts. So here So this device is used for the positive transmission, and the slot is made in between shaft or hub, or in between both shaft and hub. So that slot is called as keyway. So basically, due to this keyway, what happens in the shaft is keyway reduces the strength of the shaft as it results in stress concentration. So here what happens is, because of the sharp edges, there is a notch sensitive in the shaft, as well as because of the reduce of material, there is load carrying capacity of the shaft will also be reduced. So this, due to the stress concentration near the corners of the keyway and reducing the cross-sectional area of the shaft, so the strength of the shaft will also reduce. So, and also the load carrying capacity of the shaft will reduce. So because of this effect, there is a weakening effect of in the shaft. So here, when you are considering any key, first that should transmit full power. How much power that shaft will produce, that has to be transmitted to the pulley. And second one is tightness of the fit. It should be very tight fit. And stability to connection. So there is a stability in the connection, and cost, and material. So generally shaft and key are made with the same material. So but in some cases shaft key will be lesser strength, weaker. So here it is always key is always inserted parallel to the axis of the shaft. So shaft and key is always in parallel. So axis of the shaft keyway is parallel to the axis of the shaft. And because of these keys arose as a temporary fastenings and are subjected to considerable crushing and shearing stress. So in keyways, what happens is, so it is a temporary fastening. Which whenever we want, we can remove the keys. And here the keys are subjected to considerable crushing and shearing stresses. So what stresses will develop means, there is a two stresses, that is crushing and shearing stresses will develop in the keys. So this is all about keys. So generally key is a piece of mild steel, so which is inserted between the shaft and hub. So it is in order to prevent the relative motion between them. So it is a positive transmission, and so it is a positive transmission, and it is used in between hub and shaft. So to insert key, we need to make hole or slot in hub or in shaft or in between shaft and hub. So this is all about keys. So always remember, it is always inserted parallel to the axis of the shaft. So while considering, we need to consider that it has to transmit full power, and that fitness is tight fit, and and material of the key. These to be considered while designing any key. So next important one is, what are the types of keys available? Generally, keys are made up of mild steel. For high strength, we use alloy steels. So next important is types of keys. Types of keys. One is, main types is sun keys and saddle keys. Other we have tangent keys, round keys, splines. So first basic one is sunk keys and saddle keys. So sunk key is a key in which half of the thickness of the key fits into the keyway in the shaft and half in the keyway of the hub. So here half of the thickness of the key is in shaft and half of the thickness of the key is in hub. So in this, it requires keyway in both shaft and hub. So key is inserted half in the hub and half in the shaft. Because of that, the keyway has to be made in hub as well as in the shaft. So here saddle keys, which requires keyway in the hub only, because so the keyway is placed in only hub. There is no slot in the shaft because the key is placed only in the hub. So bottom of the keyway is made exactly as the shape of the shaft. So that's why it has keyway only in the hub. So this is about main types, and other we have is tangent keys, round keys, splines. We'll see next. So main types is sunk keys and saddle keys. So sunk keys is half of the keys in the shaft and half in the hub. So that's why keyway has to be made in shaft as well as hub. Whereas saddle keys, the keys is made only in the keyway is made only in the hub because we need to place key only in the hub. That's why keyway is required only in the hub. So here slot for this type is provided only in the hub. Torque is transmitted by friction only and cannot therefore transmit high torque and used only for the light applications. So here in the saddle keys, torque is transmitted by friction only and cannot therefore transmit high torque, and it is used for the light applications. These are the main types of the keys. So next we have types of sunk keys. So we have different types of Sankis. So one is rectangular Sanki, second one is square Sanki, parallel Sanki, gibb-headed key, feather key, Woodruff key. So these are all the different types of Sank keys. One is rectangular Sanki, square Sanki, parallel Sanki, gibb-headed key, feather key, and Woodruff key. First we will see the rectangular Sanki. Various types of Sanki. So first one is square and rectangular Sanki. So it is the simple type of key. So for the rectangular Sanki, it has a rectangular cross section. For the square, it has square cross section. So and taper of about 1:100 inch is provided on its top side, and mostly it is used for the strongest and most widely used key. So this is rectangular key and square key. This way it has, this is half of the width of the key is in hub and half of the thickness of the key is in hub and half in the shaft. And same for square and rectangular. So it is used for high transmission. So rectangular Sankey for preventing rotation of gears and pulleys on the shaft. So it is mostly used in the gears and pulleys to stop the rotation between shaft and gears and pulleys. So this is square and rectangular Sankey. So coming to the dimensions, width and thickness, width and thickness equal to d/4 for the square key. So d is nothing but diameter of the shaft. So width and thickness of the key is equal to d/4 for the square keys. And for the here we can see W dimension of the rectangular Sankey, that is W equal to d/4 and T equal to d/6. W is the width of the rectangular key and thickness is T is the thickness of the rectangular Sankey. Here D is diameter of the shaft. This is about the rectangular and square Sankey. Next one is gib-headed key. So it has gib-headed key is a taper rectangular Sankey fitted with gib head to facilitate easy withdrawal. The tapper on the top of the key. So here this key has it is a rectangular Sankey which has a gib head at larger side. So this gib head is used for the easy removal of the key whenever it is required. So here it has a tapper on the surface of the key which facilitates tight fit. So this gib head key is used for the easy withdrawal where the easy withdrawal of the key is required. There we can use this gib head key. So next one is feather key. Feather key used when relative axial motion is required between the components while transmitting the torque. So where the axial motion is required, so there we can use the feather key. So here hub can be axially moved to and fro on the shaft whenever is required. So the a key attached to one member of the pair. So here key is attached to the shaft with screws and it permits relative axial motion because so the key is fitted to the shaft so that key will be fitted and there is a hub on the it has a large key which is fitted to the shaft so that hub can move to and fro on the key whenever is required. So here this key transmits torque as well as it provides an axial movement. So then this type of keys are called feather keys. So here it transmits a turning movement and also permits axial movement. So feather key is used in machine tools. So here is one more feather key. It has gib head on both sides, but the shaft is having a long keyway so that this shaft with key can move to and fro in the keyway. So this is one type of feather key. So next one is Woodruff key. So a semicircular in shape and fits a similar shaped keyway. So the key is in semicircular shape. So it is easily adjustable key. So it can be easily adjusted, particularly useful on tapered shafts as it is self-aligning. So here the shape is already there as the shaft has a same keyway as that key, so that it can be easily aligned without any misalignment, so that it is useful on the tapered shaft as it is self-aligning. So it can be easily fitted on the tapered shafts. So a Woodruff key is capable of tilting in a recess milled out in the shaft by a cutter having the same curvature as the disc from which the key is made. So here key way which the here the machine tool used for the key is used for the to make a keyway in the shaft. So the key is largely used in machine tool and automobile construction. This key is mainly used in machine tools and automobile constructions. So milled, so which this keyway is milled with the same tool as made by the key. So that's why it is easy to make shape equal to the key. The main advantages of Woodruff key, it accommodates self to any tapper in the hub of the mating piece. So it accommodates itself to any tapper in the hub of the mating piece. It is easily accommodate in the it easily accommodate itself. So it is useful on tappering shaft ends. Its extra depth in the shaft prevents any tendency to turn over in its keyway. The disadvantages are the depth of the key weakens the shaft because the removal of the material is more. That's why at that particular place shaft has less area. So when the more force is applied on less area, that will break the first. So that's why its load carrying capacity will be less. So this is the Woodruff key. So next one is round keys. So it is a circular in shape, the circular pin, and does not require any accurate keyway. So round key is in a circular shape and fit into holes drilled partly in shaft and partly in hub. So driven into the hole, partly in the shaft and partly in hub. So it has an advantage that their keyways may be drilled and reamed after the mating parts have been assembled. So after assembling the two parts, we can make any hole. We can make a hole. Round keys are usefully considered to be most appropriate for low power drives. So here it is used for low to medium power drives. So this is circular keyway. It doesn't require accurate keyway. So just we need to assemble two parts and we can make a hole as keyways as key dimensions, so that we can easily put into the keyway. Next one is tangent key, used for heavy duty and are fitted in pairs at angles. So here tangent key is similar to rectangular key, but it is in pair and right angle to each other. So it will be at 90 degrees. So here power can be transmitted only one direction. We cannot transmit in the other direction. Here power can be transmitted in one direction, but is used for heavy duty power transmissions. We can use this tangent keys. So it is used to withstand torque in only one direction. So this is about keys. So in this we were discussed about what is a key. Actually, what is a key? The key is a machine element which is used to prevent relative motion between two parts. such as gears and shafts. In other words, it is used to transmit the torque from one shaft to another mating parts like gears, wheels, whatever the extra parts. So to transmit the power, we use these keys. So basic types of keys are sunk keys and saddle keys. Sunk keys, it requires a hole or keyway in both shaft as well as hub. For the saddle keys, keyway is required in only hub. Keyway is nothing but, so keyway, to insert the key, we need to make a slot in shaft or in hub or in both shaft and hub. So that slot is called as keyway. So that keyway is required in both shaft and hub for the sunk keys. For the saddle keys, it requires only in the hub. So here the power transmission is purely on the friction itself. So types of sunk keys, first one is rectangular and square sunk key. So it is most widely used and strongest. So it is used in gearbox and all. So it has uniform cross section, or they may be slightly taper on their thickness. So it has a slight taper on the thickness to make easy alignment of shaft and hub. So this is the square in cross section and rectangular cross section. So as I said, the hub, the keyway is half of the keyway is in the hub, half of the keyway is in the shaft. So this is a square sunk key and this is rectangular sunk key. The cross section of the square key is square and rectangular key is rectangular in shape. So here the dimensions are width and thickness for the square key is equal to d/4. D is the shaft diameter, whereas width is d/4 and thickness is d/6 for the rectangular key. Gib-headed key is, it is as like a rectangular sunk key, but has a gib-headed one side to easy withdrawal of keyway. So here it is also having a taper on the top of the keyway to make easy alignment. So feather key is used for the relative axial motion between the shaft and hub. So it transmits the torque as well as it has a axial movement because the key is fixed to the keyway by using screws so that the hub can move to and fro on the keyway. Woodruff key is in semicircular shape. So it is fitted in the similar shaped keyway in shaft. So the keyway the keyway is made with the same cutter as made key. So here it is particularly useful on taper shaft as it is self-aligning. So a circular key, rounded key has a circular cross section and does not require any accurate key. It drives into the hole drilled partly on shaft and partly in hub. So used for light and medium loads. Tangent key is used for heavy duty. It is a pair of two keys. So these two keys are rectangular to each other. So here power can be transmitted only in one direction. As of now, we discussed about keys and its function, types of keys. So what is a key? Short answers. Various types of keys. Feather keys are generally used for tighten shaft and loosen hub, so that hub can move to and fro on the shaft. Woodruff key shape is semicircular. Tangent key is fitted such that each withstands torsion in only one direction. So power through functional frictional resistance is saddle case.